Hello friends, Kisan is here again and welcome you in this video tutorial. In this video tutorial, we are going to discuss how to access the HTTP servlet request and HTTP servlet response object in Spring MVC request handler method. So in some cases, you need to access the HTTP servlet request and or HTTP servlet response objects within a handler method. So in this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to access these two objects. So this is the project which I had created in my previous video tutorial, and this code already I have kept on the Git repository, and I had a specified link of Git repository in the that video tutorial itself. So I'm going to make use of this project. I'm going to make use of this project in this demo. So most of the files I'll copy from this project only. So let's go ahead and create a dynamic web-based project, and here I'm going to specify a Spring MVC servlet web app, something like this, and click on the finish. And in this project which just we have created now, I'm going to copy most of the files from this project only. So if you did not watch my previous video tutorial, then I request you to go and watch this go and watch my previous video tutorial. There I have explained I had created this project from the scratch. So first of all, I would like to copy the all dependent jars from the leaf folder. So let's copy this jar and dump in this leaf folder. Now files and this folder within the web INF I'm going to copy and paste in this web INF. And last thing, I'm going to copy this model package as well, controller package over here in src, and that's it. Now come over here. Now here web.xml. So let me close all file first. So in web.xml I had declared dispatcher servlet, which works as a MVC controller in Spring MVC, and dispatcher servlet is a Spring web configuration file. There I have declared this package for auto scanning. So I'm going to declare all my controller in this package, and I have declared internal resource view resolver is a Spring Bean, which takes care about the resolving the physical location of the views. So there we have a specified prefix and suffix, and logical view name comes from the controller, right? If you look into these two request handler method, then logical view name is register. Then with the help of internal resource view resolver, dispatcher servlet resolves the actual location of the view, right? So these things already I had explained in the past video tutorial. Now in this view we have a two REST JSP page. One is register. From there we are taking input from the end user, and finally we have a register success.jsp, right? Once user registers successfully, then just we are navigating on the register success page. And here we haven't validated any model data, so validation part we will see in the future video tutorial. And we don't have any kind of DAO or service layer over here. So just we are sending data from the register page, and just we are collecting in the controller method, and finally we are navigating on the success register success.jsp, and we are just displaying the data which is entered by the user on the register page. So here if you look into the controller, let me run this project first of all, make sure that everything is working fine, and after that we'll try to modify this code. Now here just I am deploying this project. Now register JSP is forwarded to the client. Now let's say name is shown, and I would say email is shown.cs@yahoo.com, Now age is 20, country is other, and if you click on the register button, then we have navigated on the register success.jsp, and again if you click on the back, then we are navigating on the register page. So this project is working perfectly fine, but here in this request handler method, here we have used @request param annotation, right? So instead of that, we are going to use request HTTP servlet request and HTTP servlet response object in this method argument. And Spring is basically, by the flexibility of Spring, just add relevant parameter to the handler method, and Spring will automatically detect and inject these two parameters. So here I'm going to specify HTTP request, HTTP servlet request, right? So servlet request, let's say name of this variable is request, and again I'm going to pass HTTP servlet response, right? And let's say this local variable is response. So Spring is very flexible. If you pass these two parameters, then Spring automatically detect these two parameters, and that will instantiate these two objects. Now here basically in servlet, how do you collect parameter which is coming from the UI? By all parameters is basically stored in this request object, right? So here you can have like username, you can extract from this request parameter. So request has a get parameter method, and here you specify the name, and this name is nothing but the name of the text which is coming from the register. So here whatever value you entering in this text, so name is name itself. Again I'm going to collect the email, right? Similarly you can collect other attribute as well. Let's collect email as well. So I'm going to collect email, country, something like this. So we can collect email, and this local variable email. Then you have a country, you can select country as well, country, and finally you need to collect age. So age is type of integer, age, and here I'm going to use integer dot parseInt. You have a parseInt, sorry, and here what you can do, request dot age, right? So that you will collect as a string, so you need to typecast into integer. So this way we can collect, but here we are not making use of this response object, but in real scenario you can make use of the response object to flush response to the client, or if you want to add some kind of cookies from the server, or you can do the many more things whatever you do with the HTTP server response object. Now after doing this modification, let's run this project and see this is working perfectly fine or not. And this code I'm going to remove from here. If this works perfectly fine, that means this changes is detected by the Spring framework and everything is working fine. Now let's run this application. So here register.jsp is forwarded to the client, and name of the client I'm going to do Martin, email martincs@yahoo.com, and age is 30, country is US. If you click on the register button, then everything is collected on the server, right? And that is getting displayed on the register success.jsp. That means this is working perfectly fine, right? So here if you look into the controller method, then Spring detects and automatically injects the HTTP server request and HTTP server response object into the method. Then you can access the request and response, such as getting input stream, output stream, or you can make use of the whatever you do with the request and response object in servlet environment, like if you want to get the session object or application context object, session object or servlet context object, and you can do the many more things whatever you do with the HTTP servlet request. And similarly, if you want to do whatever you want to do with the HTTP servlet request response, you can do, right? You can add some cookies, you can flush response to the client, and do the many more things, right? So this is the way to basically inject a request and response object. So Spring basically gives you a lot of flexibility, right? Whatever kind of object you want to pass in the request handler method, you can do, and Spring will take care about this object instantiation or injection, all those stuff. So that's all I have to in this video tutorial. I hope you enjoyed learning this video. This code I am going to put on the GitHub, and GitHub location I will specify in the video description. If you have any query or question, then please do post below to the video itself. I will try to answer those queries, and thanks for watching this video.